Hello, guys. This is Shar. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I am here to discuss last night's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, the first reunion special of the season. Now, where do I start? First of all, let me say, someone yet again put a battery in Latisha's back. Anytime she get like crunk, or in the words of Stormy, anytime she gets active, like with her words, and she gets to bouncing even more so when people put batteries in her back. She get to bouncing and bouncing her head. Someone put someone put about 30 double D batteries in her back for this reunion special, okay? Probably, and she's probably going to be like this, for the other two as well. We'll see. I don't see her, slowing down if she came out the gate like this, okay? So she has a grind to axe with Stormy because Stormy pretty much came for them these last few episodes of this season. Rightfully so, because she didn't take ownership of the mishap that wasn't really a mishap with the website and Canvas Beauty return policy. Again, if I haven't said it and people haven't said it before, which I know they have, you had to give that information to your web designer for him to, make that kind of mistake. I mean, he's not going to just, technically a person can pull, a return policy out of their hat. He could have just went to any old website and was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna use this one. And maybe he totally forgot to remove the name. But I'm guessing she probably told him to use that and actually told him to, forgot to tell him to remove the name. Now, it's stupid of him to not know what company he's actually working for and to be able to figure that out. But nevertheless, it was a mistake. It happened. And she didn't take ownership for it. And it is a real live company that Stormy is running. So, yeah, she was pissed. That's her bread and butter. You know what I mean? It's a real company. It's a real business that pay real money, that pays their real bills. And for something to jeopardize it, especially outside of her own mishaps or whatever, yeah, she gonna be pissed. And so Tisha took the wrong attitude, or the whole take on it. It wasn't apologetic or sincere enough for her. So out the gate, she came gunning for Stormy, talking about she owed invoices. Now, child, when she said that, I was like, oh my God. I did one of Maurice's numbers later on in the episode. He kind of went back in his seat like, oh my God. That's kind of what I was doing on my couch, because we all know that, it's been said that she owed invoices. People haven't gotten their products and yada yada yada. She hasn't paid loans back and things like that. So how did Tisha get contacted by this? I guess because she had her return policy information, right? The whole name and everything else. So I guess maybe that's how she's finding out. I don't know. Or because Stormy decided to come for her, she decided to do some digging of her own. I don't know. But she feel like she know, and she told Stormy on that stage, like, pay your invoices. So I don't know. Is it me, or did Stormy not really get back with Tisha? I feel like Tisha won, Stormy 0 for the first episode. I do. I don't feel like Stormy successfully got back with Tisha. And I feel like it was because she was so outdone with the fact that the girl came at her like that and was spewing out some real information, like some real stuff that's really happening and really going on. She was just outdone. It was just unexpected. So she kind of was like left with not really knowing what to say. And in the same token, I feel like she's trying not to really be that girl that she was. What was that? 3 seasons ago with Destiny. When she was like, "You ain't got enough, B. You ain't got enough." That Stormy. I think she's trying not to be that Stormy. So when she's not that Stormy, meaning she can't use the B word and the F bomb and really act hood, like where she's from, which is Memphis or Mississippi or whatever, when she can't act like that, she's really at a loss of words, technically. Like, she really does not know how to tactfully get back with someone if she's not going that route. That's what I'm thinking. Because she really didn't get back with Tisha at all. You guys drop down in the comments and let me know different, your opinion. Because I feel like she didn't. I feel like she was dumbfounded. She was kind of stuck. Like, she didn't know what to say. You know what I mean? She was surprised. She was shocked. And like she said, did Tisha like rehearse that in the car? She kept saying, "Did you rehearse that in the car?" She rehearsed that in the car. I'm like, okay, like, move on, say something else. Like, say something else, girl. And she couldn't, which I was shocked. Like, Stormy at a loss of words. Wow. This is a first. So, yeah. Somebody put a few double D batteries in Tisha's back and, wound it up, and she would not stop. Like, her husband, Marceau, had to tell her, like, okay, you're going too far. Especially when she said, "Go pop some pills, girl." I was like, oh my God, stop. And Marceau was like, "You're going too far now. Like now you're going too far." And Stormy didn't even give her a response to that. Like, that even went over. It wasn't really going over her head, but because she didn't really know how to respond, she didn't say nothing. So this was a shock to me. It really, really was. And I feel like last night's episode, no one got with the Scotts 2.0. Latisha and Marceau Scott. No one really got back with them successfully, in my opinion. So it's like the Scotts 1 and Stormy 0 and Mel 0. I don't feel like Mel was able to even get with the Scotts successfully either. Not so much as with Tisha, because they haven't really had words yet. Not really. I don't know if they are in the next couple of reunions, but right now, this first episode, they didn't really have any words so far. However, Marceau was kind of taking jabs at her. He said a few things. Like, he mentioned when Latisha was saying, she was a stay-at-home mom and I was gonna go back to work, and then I decided to be a stay-at-home mom and all that mess. Marceau was like, she has options, meaning, she can stay at home or she can work. As to say, Mel does not have that option. She's a single mom now. She don't have the option to stay home. She gotta work. And right away, I'm like, okay, Mel was gonna say this or that, but she didn't really say anything to that. She let that go over her head. You know what I mean? Which I was surprised, because me, myself, I would have been like, you know what? It's okay that I work and have to work or whatever. As long as when I work, I make the money or the income of 2 individuals, where you guys haven't even met me yet. You know what I mean? Like, put it out there. Like, throw your weight. I mean, it's something to always throwing money around and how much you make and how much you got. But in times like this, you got to use that card. You just do. I mean, Mel is not the boaster, and that's beautiful. But when you need to boast and when you got to boast, you got to use that card, boo. You got to use that card. And I felt like she should have used that card, especially when he said, like, she was a single mom. She don't have that option not to work. And it's okay if I don't have that option not to work, as long as I'm making triple, double, 6 figures, okay? Get your weight up and meet me there at the top if you can. You know what I mean? She did not say anything like that, and that pissed me off. Because, someone needs to be able to get back with these 2 because we know that Marceau know how to talk, even though a lot of times he's saying nothing, okay? And that's what the heck Stormy should have said, because he's doing all this talking, yada, yada, yada. She's calling him a B, and she reiterated that, the first episode, and that's cool. She could have went in more like, even though this and that, you talk a lot, you gaslight your wife, and the only people that really understand what you talking about is your wife. You speak in this language that only dum-dum can understand, because don't nobody else understand what you say. You say a whole lot and really ain't saying nothing. I'm always left wondering what the heck Marceau talking about. Seriously. You know what I mean? Emphasize on that more, but like I said, I feel like if Stormy can't say the B word and the F-bomb and this and that and get up to actually go in to fight and get active, as she says, I feel like she don't really know how to get back at anyone. And that's just how I feel about it. My goodness, it's so much to unpack and unravel. That's why I like to take time, sometimes a day or two, maybe even 3, to kind of revisit the video or the episodes and try to like really see and hear what they're saying and break it down and, key in on this or that, opposed to just immediately coming with a video, because a lot of times on the first time you watch it, you miss a lot. You know what I mean? I know Marceau later on went back at Mel again, saying when Tisha was talking about being a single mom and then working and being a single mom, he was like, yes, single mom, working single mom. We call them the Rogers. And it's like, wow, he is a B. He's a big old B, because he loves taking jabs at people in general, but also women. You know what I mean? And most time, men that's really about their bag don't really have the time to kind of insult women. But Marceau, he makes the time. He makes the time, and because he is a big old B, just like Stormy said, I really feel that he is as well. I feel like that's accurate. He is. And he takes enjoyment in it too. You know what I mean? And Mel did reply to that. And she was just like, uncross your legs, Marceau. Uncross your legs and let me cross my legs. And she was like, that's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. As to say, this is what you do. You sit up here and, try to talk about the women and say negative things and dog the women out just like a bee. Which is true. Those are facts. You know what I mean? But again, I feel like that was Scott's 2, Mel 0. Like, I don't feel like that was a good enough comeback. Like, they need some real comebacks. If people gotta pull out these ugly receipts on these people, do it. Like, the reunion is where you bring the receipts and you bring out the ugly. I mean, I hate to say it, but this is reality TV. And this is what y'all do. This is what y'all supposed to be doing. And I know Mel doesn't like to sling the mud, but you got to sling the mud a little bit, boo. You got to sling that mud. And I don't feel like she slung enough mud. As a matter of fact, she didn't sling any mud, and neither did Stormy. I don't even want to talk about Martell. You know what I mean? Martell is just a pathetic waste of time. Get your builder's license. That's really all I gotta say about that. I do like the fact that Mel is I was getting ready to say gaslighting him, but I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. Maybe maybe he did not satisfy her all the years that they were together. Maybe he really truly didn't. I don't know if that's true or not. She say he didn't, so I believe her. I don't know if it's true or not. However, I do like the fact that she's effing with his whole psyche on that. I do like that, because little stuff like that will bother a man. It really, really, really will bother a man and play at their little ego. So I do like that. And she probably needs to do that. Well, you know what? No. I was getting ready to say she probably needs to do that more with Martell, but no. I would just say let him be. Because he's so diabolical. He stay on demon time. Just let him be. But I do like the fact that she played him on that during the reunion. And you know what? That's really all I got for this, because it's so much more to come on the next couple of reunion episodes. And really, that was really the main 3 things for this first episode. in my opinion, that I wanted to talk about. My bottom takeaway is just that so far, no one has really gotten back with the Scotts sufficiently on the level to shut them up. Even Kiki got blasted out. You know what I mean? No one really cares that Kiki cheated on her husband or her husband cheated on her. But it's a big deal because no one ever heard it until last night. So that's why it's like a wow factor. You know what I mean? So it's like the Scotts 3, the rest of them 0. You guys drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think the Scotts 3, the rest of them 0, or what? Like the video, subscribe if you have not already. Hit your notifications. Until next time, bye.